Fabrizio Romano on Christian Romero, the Northern Echo on Jed Spence, Roberto De Zerbi on signing Sandro Tonali, and Ben Davies on his time at Spurs. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel to another edition of the Daily Tottenham News Headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. My name's leader Dorset Spur, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, so let's get into it. Main stories today: Fabrizio Romano and Christian Romero. QT Romero set to travel to Madrid for Atletico Madrid move with 40 million euro package, also including a sell-on clause for Tottenham. Told Spurs will get 15% of any future sales. The Northern Echo on Jed Spence and fees. Spence to Tottenham to Inter. Spurs will receive a minimum of £25.6 million and the deal could raise to 30 million. It is understood that Middlesbrough included a sell-on clause in the deal that took Spence to Tottenham from the Riverside in 2022. It is believed that Middlesbrough are in line to receive 15% of any profit, having already benefited from several add-ons in a deal that totalled around £20 million. Spence playing in the Champions League for Spurs and playing competitively for England triggered add-ons on payments to Borough, who will now further benefit from the sale of the defender 4 years ago. Fabrizio Romano, here we go to Spence to Inter. Sky Sports on Spence. The player is currently awaiting for permission to travel to Milan. Football League World on Ashley Phillips. Middlesbrough are preparing to revise their offer for Tottenham Hotspur defender Ashley Phillips after their initial deal for the England Youth International hit a snag and subsequently stalled. Roberto De Zerbi on signing Sandro Tonali. If I really did convince him, then I can only be happy about that. I told him the truth, because I always tell players what I really think. I believe he is a player who will always be a leader in every squad he has played in. So here, with a team that is in the process of reconstruction, he can be an important role. I was always watching Tonali when he was playing for Brescia, my hometown club and the team I support. At the age of 18, he already looked like a veteran. I think this is something that Tottenham and I can offer him more than other clubs. This is my first real season at Tottenham. The last was about survival, but this time we can start building something lasting in the most difficult league in Europe. Ben Davies on his time at Spurs and meeting so many friends throughout his time at Tottenham. I've met some amazing people. I met my wife when I moved here. We had our kids when I got here. I have shared big moments, important times in my life, ups, downs, the constant of the people that you see every day at this football club. You know, I've probably spent more time with people at this football club than I have with my own family. I've been lucky enough to spend time with some amazing people and people that I'm sure will be in my life for a long, long time. Yes, life has been pretty amazing. I've been very, very fortunate in my time since I moved here. I couldn't have imagined that it would have turned out any better. Okay, some thoughts on these. Well, Christian Romero, not a lot more you can say about that. We knew this one was coming. I think the deal, 40 million euros, is low, but it's what happens when you're selling outside of the Premier League and you wouldn't want to send him to someone in the Premier League for sure. But we do get a 15% sell-on fee for any future sale. So, you know, we are a little bit protected on that. If he ends up going to Barcelona for 100 million or something ridiculous like that, then we'll obviously get a piece of that. Jed Spence, similar story with Jed Spence. To be honest with you, I still maintain that this isn't a great deal in terms of finance. But if the player doesn't want to be at Tottenham, then I don't want the player to be there. That's exactly what De Zerbi said, and I stand by that absolutely. It's interesting to see all the different add-ons that he got for Borough whilst playing at Spurs, playing in the Champions League and England and so on. So that's triggered extra money for them, and they'll get something from the SAD as well. So good luck to Borough on that, because obviously they're trying to buy Ashley Phillips, and so some of that money that they're earning from Jed Spence will obviously offset the cost of Ashley Phillips. So hopefully that deal can go through and Ashley Phillips can finally settle down and get a regular place in a regular team, and not have to worry about what happens at the end of the season, I guess. De Zerbi on Tonali, yeah, listen, I like what he says about him. You know, he's trying to build something. He wants to move forward. Last year was just survival. Now it's about building for the future and really trying to take it somewhere. Tonali, he sees him as a real leader in that centre of midfield, and has been like that since he was a kid. So that's only going to get better and better, and I think he could be the key for us. We saw it against Hetafe last weekend, where he was strong in there and stood his ground and didn't take any nonsense whatsoever in a difficult game against a difficult team who liked to kick and foul. So, and of course, Ben Davies gets a lot of stick. You know, it's really difficult because he's always been seen as not the best player or not the right sort of player for us, not good enough and so on. But he has been a great servant to the club. Total professional, played in every position that he's been asked to play in and never complained about it and just got on with it. So for me, I wish him all the best, and I hope that he progresses into a coaching role at Spurs. I think it would be a great story for sure. Anyway, that's it. So thanks for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. I'm Leader Dorset Spur. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.